I've already put the attached I-cord onto one side of the bag. It's worked starting here all the way up and around the entire strap, and then it meets back here, and I just mattress stitch that back together, the two ends. So I've left this side of the attached I-cord off so I could show you how to do it. And you can work an I-cord separately and then sew it on, or you can work an attached I-cord, which is if you're doing it along an edge, you basically want to do it attached. It's much easier than sewing it all the way around. So to do an attached I-cord, you're first going to cast on, sometimes it calls for 5 stitches. For this pattern I used 4. So I'm just going to use again the long tail cast on to cast on 4 stitches. And when you're working an I-cord, with each row, instead of turning your work and using another needle to begin the second one, you're going to instead slide this work to the bottom of the needle and then turn your work upside down. So what happens is that working yarn is coming up underneath from the back of the work, and as you start to work this next row, it's going to curl that around, essentially creating a tube. So we're going to work the first row. We'll knit 3 of the 4 stitches. We're going to leave the last one unknit. So we're going to knit 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to slip this stitch purlwise onto the right needle. So we've knit 3 stitches and we've left that one just slipped. Then beginning along your bind off edge, you're going to insert the needle into that first stitch and pick it up. Then you're going to take the stitch that was slipped and pass that up and over the one that you just picked up. Now, as I said, instead of turning our work, we're going to slide it to the end of the needle, turn it this way, and begin the next row. So you'll see that again, this working yarn is coming up the back, essentially creating a tube. So we'll do the same process. We will knit 3, slip that last stitch as if to purl, and then pick up a stitch on the work the same way we did around the base. And finally, you'll pass that slip stitch up and over and off the picked up stitch. Then again, we slide everything to the other end of the needles, turn it upside down, and begin the next row, which again, knit 3, slip that last one, and then pick up the stitch from the body of the work. And pass that slipped one up and over the picked up stitch. And you're just going to continue that process all along here, up the angled side of the work and all the way up the whole side of the strap, all the way down the other side of the strap, down the angled edge here and back to the beginning, and then you can cut a long tail and just zigzag seam those 2 ends together and your bag will be complete. As you are working the attached I-cord across the top of these bound off stitches, now we are going to be picking up approximately 3 out of every 4 just so that I-cord lays flat. And the same along this angled edge here, but as you're working up the rows here, you can pick up every single row because the I-cord itself is going in the same direction, so we want it to match. So that is it for the Thistle Market Tote. I hope you get lots of use out of your bag this Earth Day.